Welcome. Thank you for joining us for another interview here. We are, of course, at Collinsville High School, as you can tell by the Go K-Hawks banner behind us. We're with a couple of very special gentlemen here. We got Coach Hank Mathews, head coach of the Collinsville K-Hawks boys varsity basketball team, and we've got two studs on the team here as well, Jordan Taylor and Jace Wilkinson. Guys, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for being here with us. You know, K-Hawk basketball goes back to really when we started covering sports here at CDN in general. This program is, part and parcel to us, and we've been watching you guys play for a while. It's great to finally sit down with you. So, we got to start with the question that I feel like every sports interview starts with, and any one of you guys can take this one. Where did it all begin for you in the game of basketball? Like, was there a specific player or team that really inspired you? And just tell me a little bit about that.
You want me to lead off?
Sure.
Well, for me, I grew up in a basketball family. My grandpa, Don Mathews, he played basketball at Bradley University, had success, and then he was a successful coach, high school basketball coach in Peoria, Illinois. And then my dad, Eddie Mathews, was a successful basketball player. He played at Bradley University and had success, and then he became a high school basketball coach. And I just remember getting in the back of the car with him. I didn't know where we were going. We always end up at a gym. I got to watch him foster great relationships with his players, and I got to be a ball boy growing up. And, I just looked up to those guys on his high school teams as, those are my role models. Those are my heroes. So I kind of always knew from a young age if the ball stopped bouncing for me as a player, I knew I wanted to get into coaching, and that became true right after I got done playing, got right into coaching. So, definitely the relationship I have with my grandpa and my dad led me onto this path of coaching basketball.
Awesome.
My dad, my grandfather, like what Coach said, very big influences on my game of basketball. They always had me in the backyard or the front yard, whatever it was, playing basketball and all this stuff, just shooting hoops and all that type of stuff. And I wasn't very good in middle school, and like junior high and all that type of stuff. I was awful, actually. It wasn't really until like my junior and this year, to be honest, where I started getting really good, and like when my game actually got better. But I looked up to Michael Jordan, LeBron a lot. Some college players. Just trying to get better and watching what they do.
So for me, I grew up in a basketball family. My two older brothers played basketball here, both played college. One played semi-pro. And I would just say, me being in the gym, just being able to watch them play, it just inspired me to be just like them. And then my oldest brother started coaching. He actually coached one of my AAU teams. We were the best AAU team in the state. And just being around guys who, I knew they were better than me at the time, so it kind of gave me perspective on where I wanted to be with basketball.
Good deal. Yeah, no, so very, I feel like different but also kind of similar stories for each one of you guys. Jordan, I especially want to ask about your story because, I feel like when people come to the games and they watch you guys play, they're like, oh, these guys were born playing basketball. Like they've always been good at this. That's why they're on varsity. We obviously don't see the behind the scenes, all the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it. Jordan, of course, through our Instagram conversations, we've learned that you play volleyball as well. Mm-hmm. And in your own words, that's where you got your hops from. So I'd like to talk about that a little bit. Was volleyball kind of your first interest, or was basketball your first interest? And did they kind of coexist?
It was more basketball because I didn't really start playing volleyball until my sophomore year. That's when my mom introduced it to me. And because freshman year, I was just stuck to basketball. I did track as well to try to get my conditioning up. And then my mom was like, how about you do volleyball? Get your timing better. Can help block shots, stop fouling people by staying out the net, stuff like that. And, you gotta just spiral and keep doing it, But, yeah, I think volleyball has helped me tremendously with basketball and, just staying consistent with that type of stuff.
Interesting. What are some, similarities? Because I feel like volleyball, it's not as publicized as basketball. Mm-hmm. People don't really realize what goes into that game. Tell me a little bit about I guess, about volleyball and sort of the training process that comes with that?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't really take volleyball as serious, so I don't like really do it in the off season. But I just, I tried out for the first time. Obviously, I wasn't very good. I like learned all like the techniques with hitting and blocking, all that type of stuff. But once I started doing it, I mean, it was really kind of just jump and land and hit. Pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, good deal.
And then coach was like, wanted me to try out every year. And I mean, it's been really fun so far. I've enjoyed a lot of it. My teammates, really fun. Japaul, he plays volleyball as well. It's helped him tremendously, and it's helped us a lot. And I tried to get Jace to play, but he didn't do it.
Yeah, no, Dupuis actually fist bumped me as I was walking across the room. If you're watching this, Dupuis, shout out to you, my friend.
What up, Paul?
So, but speaking of, kind of being a dual sport athlete, Jace, of course, you are also a dual sport athlete. Sorry, let me just clarify. Is it just football and basketball for you, or are there any other sports in there?
That's just it.
It's just those two? Okay. So, yeah, no, I mean, obviously we've seen your efforts on the football field. Tell me a little bit about football. Like, was that kind of your first love before basketball, or how did that all shake out?
My first love was actually baseball, and I was pretty good at baseball. I played for Yadier Molina's team. I played with his son, and I just stopped liking baseball, started liking basketball more, started working more at basketball.
Gotcha.
I always played football. I played Raider ball. I played over in Troy. And it was always been like my backup sport. Like, if I got tired of something, I could go play football, just go to the field, because like I could always go outside and play football. I could always go outside and play basketball, because they always have a basketball hoop at our house. So I would say it's just always been like a backup for me. But I would say sophomore year, I really started taking it serious, like actually like applying everything that I'm learning to football, and then that's when I started getting a lot better.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, those football games, man, they're a lot of fun. We very much enjoy covering those. Now, Coach Hank, for you, you mentioned your playing career a little bit. Who'd you play for? Like, I'm assuming you played in college?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was fortunate enough. My freshman and sophomore year of high school, I played at Peoria Notre Dame. My dad, I got to play for my dad all 4 years. After my sophomore year, he got a new job at Limestone, and got to play there my junior and senior year. We were fortunate enough my senior year to get third in state in 3A, which was the best finish in school history, and a lot of fond memories from that, not only with my teammates, but playing for my dad. I went on to play at Truman State, Division II, and the GLVC. Played there for 2 years. Got hurt, redshirted my freshman year, and then I ended up transferring to Columbia College at NAI. Historically a perennial power at NAI, and had an awesome time.
Nice.
Played on some great teams. Had a great career at Columbia College in Missouri. So, similar to them, I played a little baseball as well in high school. So, it takes a lot of really good time commitment, organization to be able to do a good job of playing multiple sports in high school. And we tell our athletes we want them to play multiple sports. Not only do I want our basketball program to be good here, I want all athletic teams across our high school to do well. And I think if we can get some of these great athletes doing multiple sports, it's going to help us and help other programs as well.
Gotcha. Well, tell me a little bit about that too, because me and the guys behind the camera, we were full-time students. I'm graduated. Greg's graduated. Luke's a grad student right now, and for us, we were so bogged down with work, we couldn't imagine doing a sport on the side. I mean, and you guys were doing multiple sports. Did you have time to sleep? What was that like?
Well, they can speak for themselves, but that was my life, right? You have dreams and goals, and if you have dreams and goals, you have to make sacrifices. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And these guys are a testament to putting their head down and doing the work and being great in the community. Like I said, if it was easy, everyone would be able to do it. And when you have dreams and goals, you got to make those sacrifices to achieve them. And it can be done. It's not easy, but I think at the end, it's really worth it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, Jordan and Jace, tell me a little bit about how you guys manage your schedules with multiple sports going on.
Honestly, I do not schedule it very well at all. I try my best to go to bed on time, but having to do all working out in the morning, school, practice, another basketball workout, whatever it is. I usually find myself going to sleep 11, 11:30. So it's rough, but I try my best to go to sleep on time, but it's not really possible for me, I'm not going to lie.
That's fair. What about you, Jace?
So for me, during the off season, I'll get up at 4:45, go to the Y, get shots up, come home, shower, go to school. After school, usually I go back to the gym, do a lift, and then later that night I'll go do just some skill work, and then come home, do all my homework, and shower, go to sleep, and just do the same thing next day.
Wow. Hey, do you guys have any questions about that? That's it's a pretty crazy routine right there.
I don't wake up at 4:45.
Yeah. I think I've gotten up at 4:45 maybe 5 times in my life, and I'm 24. So, no, that's incredible, though. I mean, the dedication is just, you got to have it in the world of sports, like you guys said. None of this stuff comes easy. I want to talk about that a little bit as well for you, Coach Hank. Did you think that coaching came pretty naturally to you when you first got into it, or what was that like?
Well, I always I tried to hold myself accountable as a player to be a leader. Mm-hmm. That's the way I was raised and taught is, to use your skill set that you have to not only make yourself a good player, but make the people around you better. So I just tried to take, when I first got into coaching, I was fortunate to work for some really great people at the college level that let me make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And that, being a head coach, a first-year head coach, that really, I saw the benefit and the advantage of doing that. But, as a player, I try to be a leader, and I think you can use a lot of those same characteristics into being a head coach. Mm-hmm. You got to play at a level where there's really good players, and you know how to talk to a team when they're going on a run, or how to keep your cool maybe when you're going on a run and you need to continue to push. Yeah. So I use a lot of my coaching that I do and I fall back on me as a player and the type of leaders that I like to play for, and the type of teammates that I like to have, and the type of coaches that I enjoyed playing for. So I try to draw from a lot of experience that I had as a player.
Gotcha. So how did you find out about Collinsville High School? Did you know Coach Lee before you took this job, or how did that all work out?
So I did know Coach Lee. Obviously, Coach Lee is a Hall of Fame coach, and I always said that there were a couple high school jobs that they opened, I'd be interested, and putting my name in the hat there. And Collinsville opened, and that's what I did, and I'm very, very fortunate to have gotten this job, and something that I don't take lightly. But if you're a Illinois basketball fan, or somebody that's passionate about basketball in the Midwest in general, nationally, of Collinsville and the storied tradition and history that they have. So, when this job came open, it was something that I was really eager about trying to get put my name in there, and I was fortunate enough that they, trusted me to be at the helm of the storied basketball program. But if you're a basketball junkie like me, you know all about Collinsville.
Obviously Coach Lee's done a lot.
Yes.
When I think of Collinsville, I think of that, and I'm fairly new to the Metro East. I've only lived here for a couple of years, but I think of that, 2019 to 2020 run where. You guys were, I don't remember the record specifically, but obviously you had Rayshawn Taylor.
A lot more wins and losses.
Yeah, and you guys had your run of the state title cut short, unfortunately. But it's so much, like you said, so much history there, so much recent history. Was there a lot of pressure coming into this job, or do you kind of is your mindset just like, this is the opportunity I have in front of me, and I'm going to make the most of it?
Anything that your name is on, whether it's a test or doing something in the community, anything that your name is on, you want it to be, be done at a high level and be successful. I try to put pressure on myself to make sure that I'm leading from the front and abiding by the standards that we're trying to teach our players. These guys can attest to this. Like, culture is super important to me, and being a good teammate is super important to me. So I try to put pressure on myself to make sure that I'm leading from the front in those aspects of things. Maybe there's some outside noise and pressure, but at the end of the day, I'm here to help build young men, right? Try to have fun, try to teach them the things that I've been fortunate enough to be taught in the game of basketball. And if we can do that things, wins are going to come. But the pressure I put on myself is to be the type of leader that these young kids need.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of wins, you guys really did come alive towards the end of the season. You went 5 for 7. You almost beat East St. Louis. I mean, we remember that game. That was a pretty incredible showing for you guys.
It was fun.
Tell me a little bit about what was clicking, late in the season.
And they'll remember this quote, but I told them, like halfway through the season, like we're not doing this to prove other people wrong. Like, we didn't play our games to prove people wrong that we could do it. We were doing it to prove ourselves right, because we knew that we had a good enough team to be able to make a run. And we had 2 rules that we really focused on. Is we wanted to play harder than the other team. It sounds simple, but it's really difficult, because this is Southwestern Conference basketball. Teams are well coached. There's good athletes. Kids are going to play hard. So we try to set ourselves apart in that area of playing harder than people. And then we wanted to be the most connected team.
Yeah.
And connected is one word, but it has a lot of variables to it. What it looks like. So having we had one guy. I know Jordan spoke this. So we had one player that really had varsity experience from last year, and that was Jace. Other than that, we had we had guys who hadn't done it at this level. And it's going to take some time. And, we remained patient, and to their credit, they took coaching hard, because we had some practices and some locker rooms that were passionate, I'd say, and they took it to heart. And I know a lot of credit to them for that. Things started clicking, but we always knew that we could do it, and we tried to prove ourselves right, and go from there. Yeah.
How much confidence does that give you going into your second year with this program?
Well, I told them at the end of the year, our seniors that we had on this team, they were put in a difficult position, right? Looked forward to playing for a Hall of Fame coach, and that, they weren't able to see that through in their last senior year. Like, that's difficult to have a new coach coming in here. But to their credit, they took coaching and they set the bar extremely high for the people that are going to come after them, as far as what we do on a daily basis of working, what does it look like as far as being a good teammate in our program? What does it look like as far as thinking about others over other than yourself? I always really appreciated this group and the way they handled that stuff, and that's, as a coach and to our program, that's the most important thing to our staff. And they did a tremendous job of that, and I think that's why we were able to see success, and we were able to do a good job late in the season, because it's a long season, man. It's an extremely long season.
Yeah, Jordan and Jace. Actually, Jace, I'll start with you. So, being the only senior this year on varsity with significant varsity experience in years past, tell me a little bit about how you embraced that role. Did you view yourself as kind of a leader?
As soon as we got a new coach, we started summer practices. He was on me from the first day, telling me that he was going to need me to lead the team. And if we messed up in practice, it was on me. And I had to talk it out with everybody, make sure that they understood what we were doing, that they understood what we were trying to do when the actual season came. So And during the actual season, Jordan helped out a lot. And, you know, we had to get on some guys hard. Some guys you got to talk to more lightly. So I would say being a leader was definitely something I view myself as.
Was that a lot of pressure for you, or do you think that you grew into the role pretty well?
I feel like over the summer it was some pressure because new coach already, not really pressure, but like kind of pressure to play to the best of my ability because, I don't know, I feel like he's never really seen me play. So, and then I feel like football helped a lot because I had to lead. I played quarterback. I had to make sure everybody was in the right spot, make sure they knew what we were doing. And that pretty much like helped me a lot. And then there was really no pressure being a leader when the actual season came. It was all kind of natural. And all the guys knew like what message I was trying to get to them.
Gotcha. So Jordan, were you JV last year then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was started on JV, played about 30 minutes, but on varsity, I averaged like 3 minutes a game, if that. You know, I didn't play much at all. You know, if we were up by 20, I got in, fourth quarter, or if you're down by 10, 15 with a minute left, I got in. But like other than that, I didn't really have any varsity experience. You know, every once in a while I got in whenever it was a close game or like second quarter or whatever, but I rarely ever got in varsity games. So me coming in as a senior, confidence was kind of low, you know, not having any varsity experience and, you know, just a whole new thing for me. But as the season went on, my confidence grew, you know, I just got a lot more fun instead of like, I guess, serious, or like nerve-wracking, you know. But as the season went on, people kind of saw me as more of a leader and trying to like look to me to what to do. Like me and Jace were just like kind of like the leaders, you know. But like me, first year like varsity player, it kind of helped me, you know, like solidify myself as a leader and help me grow.
Yeah. So it sounds like you grew into it pretty quickly. Was there any pressure there, kind of becoming a leader, or I mean, it sounds like you handled it pretty well.
I wouldn't say any pressure. It was more just like a lot of responsibility, you know, just like making sure everyone was like doing the right thing, you know, running the plays right, playing like being in the right spot on defense, you know, being aggressive, making an effort, you know, no matter what it is, up by 20, down by 20, no matter what, just making sure everyone was on track. That was probably the hardest part for me.
Gotcha. I mean, it's worked out pretty well for you. You know, you're going to McKendree next year. Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you.
How'd you land on McKendree? I know it's, you know, pretty close, so I'm sure you've been on the campus quite a bit, but you have any family that went there, or how'd you land on McKendree?
Both my parents went there, and as you know, Coach Hank coached there. But, you know, I got accepted academically like September, October.
Nice.
And then their assistant coach, they kind of came to watch some of our games. And then one day he texted me and he was like, how would you come to see some of our games? And I was like, I'd love to. And then after that game, he kept asking me to go to see more games. And then he asked me to go on a visit, and that's when he offered me, and I proudly accepted it.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Seriously, good stuff. I guess pivoting away from basketball for a second, what's your favorite subject in high school? What classes do you really enjoy going to?
Oh, man. You know,
They're not able to answer this truthfully because they're not in my PE class, but I'll let them answer.
you know, one of my harder classes, but anatomy. I really like that class. I take away a lot from that class. You know, the teacher's really awesome, but it's super hard, and you got to learn a lot, study a lot, memorize a lot of things. But just learning how your body works, how it moves, how it is able to, you know, how your body works. It's like it's just really cool. And I recommend everyone watch this to learn more about your body.
Yeah, I didn't have anatomy in my high school, as far as I remember. It's been a little bit, but I don't think we had that. Anyway, Jace, your favorite subject?
I'll say my favorite subject this year is probably world history. Mr. Randall's a good teacher. He just knows how to make school fun. And like, he'll get up, start acting out movies we're watching, like he's in the movie. And he'll talk to us like we're one of his friends if we need help. If we need any type of like guidance or anything, he'll give it to us. But I'd say like actual learning wise, probably anything to do with science, because I don't really know. It's just kind of easy to me.
So my dad's actually a retired science teacher, so I've always been partial to science. Jace, do you have a specific favorite kind of science?
Well, I would say probably anything just do with, like he said, how the body works. I mean, it's pretty interesting to learn how you move and all that, like sports science.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Good deal. So you haven't committed to a college program yet, right? No, you haven't. Would you mind talking a little bit about the ones you're looking at and which ones you're interested in right now?
Well, I would say probably down to my top 3, top 4 right now. Principia College in Elsa, Illinois by Alton. Webster University in St. Louis. Southeastern Illinois. It's over there somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Near Harrisburg.
Near Harrisburg.
Harrisburg, Illinois.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kind of know that area-ish.
And I would say Midland University, that's in Nebraska.
Gotcha. Are those just programs that have given you offers, or are you looking to get recruited by them?
So I have 9 total offers, so those are just my top 4. Like,
Gotcha.
that.
Well, congrats, man. No, that's awesome. What are you most looking forward to about college ball?
Just chance to play at a higher level. See, like, I feel like it's a whole new game. Like, guys move faster, a lot stronger, get bumped. You know. I don't know. I've always loved playing physical, so I feel like more physical games, it's gonna be fun. And all these schools, like, they play a few games at, like, maybe, like, SLU or, like, a NBA arena sometimes. So I feel like just being able to go do that, it's going to be pretty fun.
Gotcha. Yeah, Jordan, what about you? What are you most looking forward to about McKendree?
Just how much I can grow from that college, and not just like physical-wise, but like mentality-wise as well. Like how much I can mature and just grow as a person. And I'm excited to introduce myself to the team like I already have, but like really get to know the whole team and everything. Make new connections with everybody, like have new friendships. And who knows, like maybe just keep going from there. I'm really excited for it. Super.
Yeah, that is super exciting. And yeah, I mean, you guys obviously are about to close out your chapter here at Collinsville High School. What's been your favorite part of high school? It can be sports, it can be, just hanging out with friends. Like, what are you going to take away most from your experience as a K-Hawk?
I'm just going to say the community. Like, no matter what, they're behind us. Like, I mean, if we need help, they'll come help us. I mean, we seen at the games. I mean, they show out. I mean, and just all the friendships, everybody knows everybody. Everybody's cordial with each other. Even if it's not best friends, they know how to get along. And it's just like good area, good community.
Definitely. Yeah, no, we love photographing these games. There's always a great group of people in the stands for sure. Jordan, what about you?
Honestly, probably the same with Jace said. The community, it's truly is something special. Just the amount of friendships I've made. Lifelong experiences I'm probably never going to forget for the rest of my life. Just the holiday tournament, just all that time, like how many people showed up for like those games. It's just insane. And how many people, no matter like win or lose, stayed by our side and fought with us. Just kept us pushing. And it's helped us win many games. And it just helped me out so much, helped all of us out so much.
Yeah. And Coach Hank, hopefully you'll be with this program for many years to come. What are you hoping for in the years to come? What kind of growth do you want to see out of yourself in this job?
Well, first of all, I'm super appreciative to these two in particular because they're sitting here and they're our captains. I'm extremely hard on those guys, and I thought they did a great job of trusting in our staff to try to build the things that we wanted to teach. They're both tremendous young men. Not only do they lead on the court and in the locker room, but they lead in the halls and in the community. And, I'm lucky, our staff is lucky to have guys of their character leading our basketball program. It made coming to work every single day very enjoyable. We're going to have to get back to work. We got next year, we're going to be extremely young, but it's going to be fun because, we're going to be able to put in a lot of work together and make mistakes and continue to get better. A lot of hard work is in front of us, but we have guys who love basketball. I think they're going to be invested and bought into the culture that we're building here, and I'm super excited to see, the heights that we can reach in this program, especially behind a community that is so passionate about basketball.
Definitely. All right, well, do you guys have anything to add? If not, I'll jump into our kind of rapid fire round here.
Oh boy.
That's exactly what I was going to ask, actually. Who are you following in March Madness? Who do you want to... I know there aren't a whole lot of lower seeds left. Not really a Cinderella this year, but, it's not going to be all one seeds in the Final Four this year. So who are you pulling for?
I think there's a lot of, you mentioned it in the age of NIL. It's you don't see as many Cinderella teams, but it was pretty cool watching Nebraska. They've never won an NCAA tournament game, and that game they had against Vanderbilt was a tremendous college basketball game. Obviously Illinois, grew up being an Illinois fan, so it's going to be really fun to watch them in the Sweet 16. And then I love Coach McCollum and Iowa, what they do. So I just named 3 Big Ten teams.
Us too. Jason Jordan, March Madness. Who are you pulling for?
My team's out, UNC. So
Tough sore subject.
That's a tough way to go.
There's a couple people in the administration that were very upset about that, myself included.
So really, any team that beats Duke. So
Spoken like a true Tar Heel fan. That's awesome.
I just really need Duke to lose. But you're fine. So Illinois, hometown team now. Yeah. I have Michigan winning my bracket, so let's hope they win.
Yeah, they're still alive. Who are they playing? I don't know. Pull up your March Madness app and we'll find out. I'm just kidding. Yeah, one of 3 1 seeds or one of 4 1 seeds left. Jordan, what about you?
Not gonna lie, I kind of want Iowa to win. My uncle used to coach there. He was the assistant coach there for 4 years or so. And, I don't know. The chances of winning are pretty low, but you never know in March Madness. Anything can happen. So I'm rooting for them to win. But the person I think is going to win, Duke. I'm not the biggest Duke fan, but
hey, they almost lost to Siena. Let's not forget this.
I know that's what I'm kind of.
That was like the greatest upset that never happened. Right?
I'm pretty worried about that, but so they better not play like that again.
I was pulling for Siena, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Greg. I know you're a Duke fan, but I really wanted Siena to win that game. So I guess hobbies. What kind of stuff do you guys do outside of basketball?
Well, I'm one of 6 boys in my family, so in my free time that I have, I love to go see my brothers. I enjoy the golf course. I enjoy the golf course. Unfortunately, I spend most of my time in the woods looking for my golf balls, but I enjoy being on the golf course. Enjoy going to the lake, things of that. Still like to find time to be competitive, whether that's pickleball or still playing a little bit of basketball, but I really enjoy the time that I do get to spend here, and when I do get some downtime, that's kind of the stuff I like to do.
Nice. What about you guys?
So I just go have open runs, really, hang out with my friends. I'm also coaching a middle school AU team with my brother, and then one of my brothers right now is actually in the Middle East right now in the war, and he's supposed to come back in April, but we don't really know yet. But when he was home, we would always go to like country concerts and go out, get some food.
Gotcha. Good deal. Jordan, what about you?
I'm trying to think when I do have free time, not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're
I
two-sport
get
athlete.
home. I get
home, I usually play with my little brother. He's 8, so he likes to play basketball with me. He's very, like Coach Hank, competitive. He hates whenever I beat him. He's always crying and everything. always saying I'm cheating, everything's ridiculous. But
It's all
I
part
play
of
with
it.
him. I hang out with my little sister sometimes. She's kind of bossy, but I like being with my family. I like to see my grandmas. Just hanging out with all them, hanging out with my friends. I play pickleball. Occasionally I golf, but very rarely. I'm terrible at it, and I just like to stay busy.
Yeah. For me, when it comes to golf, whenever I go to Topgolf with my friends, I can hit the ball really far. Is it going to be anywhere near where it needs to go? Probably not. But when it comes to distance, if they just measure distance, I'd probably win. You guys have anything else, or is that about it? Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with us.
Well, not to interrupt you, I just want to say how appreciative our program is, and we are. I know you guys came to all, if not most, of the games, and you took pictures of us, and it means a lot. It's cool. They get all this clout and likes on Instagram and stuff, which is very important to them. But it spotlights our program, and so we're very appreciative of you guys for doing that and spending your Fridays and Saturday nights when you could be doing other things, and you're at the gym with us. So we are appreciative of that. So
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
That means a lot.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Alrighty, guys. Well, I suppose that'll do it for our interview here. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you guys want to follow these wonderful gentlemen on Instagram, we will put their information in the description below. Continue tuning into our interviews, following us on Instagram, and I suppose that's about all we got. Thank you guys very much.